next morning, Ivar woke in his own bed. Soft morning light filtered through the gaps in the cave's leather flap, painting pale stripes across the ceiling. His body felt heavy, every breath pulling at bruised ribs and stiff muscles. The air carried the familiar smells of home wood smoke, damp stone, and the faint herbal scent of medicines. He heard quiet movement in the small kitchen area, the soft clink of a pot, the rustle of someone working. For a moment, his heart lifted. "Naisakara," he whispered. The woman turned around, wiping her hands on a cloth. She walked over to his bedside, a gentle smile on her face, but as she drew closer, the truth settled in like cold water. It wasn't Naisakara. It was Stoniva, her close friend. The same warm brown skin and kind eyes, but the hair was different, the smile smaller and sadder. "Wolf," she said softly, sitting on the edge of the bed. "You're home. Rest." "It's okay." Ivar tried to push himself up. Pain flared across his chest and back, but he forced the words out anyway. "Where is Naisakara? Why isn't she here?" Stoniva placed a firm hand on his shoulder, gently pushing him back down onto the cushioned bed. "Wolf, stop." He stared at her, dread already pooling in his gut. "They sent her and Autumn to Narstal," she said quietly. "The day after you left. They came in the middle of the night and took a full company. No warning, no choice." Ivar's heart sank like a stone dropped into deep water. The ache in his chest, the one that had followed him for days, suddenly felt hollow and sharp all at once. "When?" he rasped. "The day after you left," she said, bringing up a full cup of water. "Here, drink." He tried to sit up again, but his body refused. Pain and exhaustion pinned him to the furs. He took a drink, feeling it burn all the way down. He coughed. "Where is Lord Anthrol?" he growled. "I must have words with him." He tried to sit up once more. Stoniva shook her head, her expression heavy. He had no say. He tried to bargain with other things, but they refused. It came straight from the king. Those words hit harder than the blast of magic in the chamber, harder than any blade. Ivar lay back against the pillows, staring at the ceiling as the weight of everything crashed down on him. The manipulation, the betrayal. The bells celebrating a new ruler while everything he cared about was ripped away. Stoniva watched him for a moment, then reached for a small vial on the table beside the bed. "I can give you something for the pain," she offered gently. Ivar gave a weak nod. She helped him sit up, one arm carefully supporting his back. The movement sent fresh waves of pain through his ribs, but he barely felt it anymore. The deeper hurt swallowed everything else. As she held the vial to his lips, Ivar drank the bitter liquid without complaint. It tasted of strong herbs and honey, the same blend Naisakara used to make. He closed his eyes as the medicine began to spread warmth through his chest. Outside, the camp was nearly silent. Most of the tents stood empty. The war had already taken what little remained. And somewhere across the sea, Naisakara and Autumn marched beneath the banner of a false king. They would be sent to bleed and die on foreign soil, fighting a kingdom that had played no part in any of this. Innocent lives once again caught in the jaws of someone else's ambition. Ivar was tired of losing the people he cared about, tired of watching the world burn while he carried the torch they handed him. They had wanted a war, so they placed the pieces perfectly, using his rage, his pain, his name, and he had danced to their tune like a fool. But now he was done being their weapon. He would lay low, he would play along with their rules, for now. But in the quiet dark of his mind, Ivar was already planning. The fire they had tried to snuff out still burned low and steady, growing into a blaze. He lay back down slowly, wincing as fresh pain bloomed across his cracked ribs. The ache in his chest was no longer a sharp knife, it had become something deeper. A quiet, endless storm that rolled and thundered behind his ribs with every breath. It carried the weight of every village he had helped destroy, every friend taken from him, and the terrifying possibility that he might never see Naisakara smile again. He had won nothing. He had lost everything. As Ivar lay there staring at the rough stone ceiling, the voice slowly materialized in the corner of the cave like ink bleeding into water. Its misty form leaned in close, grinning with too many teeth. "Looks like you're down for a while," it whispered, voice slick with false concern. "Let me help you get better." Ivar's eyes flicked toward the kitchen where Stoniva was quietly working, then back to the shadow. "No," he rasped, voice rough with pain and exhaustion. "You've helped me enough. I'll heal on my own this time. Now leave me alone. Leave me be." The voice chuckled, low and intimate, as if sharing a private joke. "You will never be alone, little prince. But I'll let you keep pretending." It drifted backward and slowly seeped into the wall like smoke, leaving only an oily chill behind. They had known exactly what he loved. They had known exactly what he was. That was why the witch had been waiting not just to bind his body, but to test the limits of the shadow that walked with him. Even she, with all her power, could not hold him completely. A faint, bitter smile touched Ivar's cracked lips in the dim morning light. Let them think they had broken him. Let them believe their puppet strings were still tight. The storm inside his chest would not die. It will only grow stronger.